Hello guys, welcome to the Linux networking tutorial. In today's video, I'll be showing how to manage network settings from the Linux CLI. And this video is part of a Linux tutorial, and this is the first part. Alright, without wasting your time, let's get started. Okay, to begin, we are going to open our terminal or the command line interface. Alright, so I will increase the font so you can see it better. Think like this should be fine. Okay. All right. We do have some IP command information. Of course, if you are using the older Linux distribution, you should have access to the net tools with the IF command. In this case, I'm using the latest Ubuntu desktop. The net tools is not installed by default, so we are going to be using the IP, which is the successor of ifconfig. So to display our IP address or our IP information, all you have to type in, you are going to type in the IPA show. Of course, we do have some information about our interface. Here we have the loop back address. This is our interface, the ENS 33. Here is our inet, which is the IP address of this host, and the IPv6 address here. All right. To get information about the specific interface, in this case, the ENS 33. So to do that, you can use the IP add address or add. It doesn't really matter. You are going to get the information anyway. So show the device, which is in my case ENS 333. All right. It is showing some of the information. For example, the state in this case is up, and the IP information, the IPv6. If you only want to see the for example, the IPv4 address alone, so you can do that by typing IPv4 show. IPv4 address. We are only getting the inet or the IP version 4 address. Same goes for IPv6. All you have to do is to change this 4 to 6. We are getting just the IPv6 address. That is really cool. So in the next step, we are going to be configuring a temporary IP address. Of course, if you want to configure a static IP, you use the net plan or the network manager. All right, so let's see how to do that. All right, to configure a temporary IP address, first of all, let's look at our current IP address. All right, this is our current IP address, so we are going to change it. Now, the first step would be to shut down the link, the interface. So to do that, I will type the IP link, set the name of our interface. In this case is ENS33. So we are going to say down to shut it down. I have to add the sudo permission. Okay. All right. Sudo IP link. We are going to set the ENS33 down. It's asking for my password. All right. So let's look at the state of the interface. In this case, the state is down. Okay, now the state is down. The next step would be to delete the current IP address. So to do that, we are going to be using the sudo IP address. We are going to say delete, not set del. I already copied it, and of course the interface is the ENS33. IP version 4 not found. I think I'll have to check. Maybe it has been deleted because the interface is down. All right, so the next step would be to add our interface. So sudo, I'm going to say IP address, add, in this case I will say I will paste in the same IP and change the last octet to say 200, and the interface is ENS33 and up. All right, I think I'll have to remove the up. Okay, now I will manually enable the interface, so sudo IP link set ENS up. All right, let's verify. IPA show. As you can see, it has successfully updated with the IP address we manually configured. All right, and we haven't really got information about the DNS, the router. All right, so we are going to do that by now. So let's try and get some information about the DNS and the router and how to possibly change our default gateway, set it manually as well. And yeah, let's try that out. All right, let's look at how to see our default gateway, and a quick reminder that these configurations are not persistent, so they are going to reset whenever I reboot or restart this system. All right, getting a look about our default gateway. To do that, I can use the IP route show. Of course, as you can see, our default or the gateway is via this address, and the interface ENS33. Of course, this is the subnet, and our source or the host address. Okay, now to manually change it, or in other words to delete it, so we can use the sudo, then the route command, right? Sudo IP route, sorry. We're going to say delete the default. So that is delete default. All right. As we it has successfully deleted, so let's verify that. IP route show. We no longer have a default gateway. As you can see here, it is showed default via this address. Right now we have nothing, so we are going to add it as well. It's really simple. We are going to replace the delete with add. So yeah, sudo IP route, we are going to say add, then the default. We are going to choose any address of your choice. In this case, I will use the previous address. Then which is t.1. It's either to duplicate or it's a garbage. Am I making any mistake here? Sorry, I will have to add the via. Okay, via this address. Correct. So we are going to verify. Okay, we have successfully added the default gateway or the default route. All right, let's take a look at the MAC address. Of course, because we haven't really talked about MAC address yet. Of course, we can also change MAC address just like we did with the IPs. And of course, as we all know, MAC address is unique to any device. So in this case, what we are a quick note that this is not permanent. Of course, it is going to reset back to the factory settings when I shut down the system. If you want to permanently change the MAC address, you should use I believe the network manager. All right, so let's take a look at the MAC address and how we can possibly change it. All right, this is the MAC address, the ETA. In this case, this is our MAC address. This is 000C and so on. Of course, we can change it, modify it, and reset it. So to do that, we are going to first shut down the interface. So sudo IP link set down. I keep making these mistakes. Sorry about that. I spelled the link wrongly, so my bad. The interface is down. So the next step would be to, of course, set whatever MAC address of our choice. So sudo IP link set the dev ENS33 address. Right now we are going to set the interface. So let's say 0011224455. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Okay, this is for demonstration purpose because it's going to change back to the default. So unknown. I think I'm going crazy right now. I keep misspelling the link, so I'll do it again. Sudo IP link, but this time I'll be a little bit careful. Okay, set dev okay 001122 33. All right, should work, and let's control it if it has changed successfully. So IPA it has successfully changed to the MAC address we set manually, and the state is still down. So I'm going to bring the interface back on. So sudo IP link up. All right, okay, everything is working fine. The state is up. This is the MAC address we manually configured and the IP address we manually configured. Everything looks good. And to get a quick information about the DNS servers, of course, you can use the resolve CTL status to get the information about the DNS servers. All right, that was it for today. Thank you for watching. And of course, if you do find value in the content, don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next video.